This is our daily top 5 gainers and top 5 losers analysis for July 8, 2019, Monday. This is in preparation for the next trading day on Tuesday, July 9, 2019. I'm your mentor, JC De Guzman. And tonight I'm going to give you my technical analysis. We're going to check the status of our 10 SMA and MACD combination for each of these 10 stocks. And then I'm going to show you the true market sentiment based on our true market sentiment chart. And then I'm going to give you as well my recommendations, regardless if you already have these stocks or you're still planning to enter a new position. I'd like to make it clear that this video is for short-term trading purposes for those active traders, for those who have the time to monitor the movement of prices from opening till closing. I hope that's very clear. So beginning with Chelsea. Chelsea closed today at 9.02. It managed to break above its previous resistance at 8.94, which is now acting as its current support. The next historical, it is still a historical resistance at 11 pesos or 10 pesos per share as a precursor to the next resistance at 11 pesos per share. Now, if it goes below or if it goes back to its previous position below 8.94, expect 7.18 to become the next support level again. But I think it's still more likely for the price to continue moving upward because of the volume that I'm seeing here. But I don't want to be ahead of my overall sentiment, so let's just check these signals one at a time. First, the status of our 10 SMA and MACD combination is it still present? Let's check. It is present because I am seeing a golden cross between MACD and the signal line. It's a good trading day for Chelsea today. MACD recovered its position above the signal line. Our 10 SMA and MACD combo is very much alive. For the 4-point criteria, 3 out of 4 are present. The VWAP is at 8.94. Let's check the trade and volume distribution chart to verify the presence of the 4-point criteria. So here, your dominant range is closer to the intraday high than the intraday low. Therefore, the 4-point criteria are very present. Your dominant range is between 8.99 all the way to 9.02 in favor of the buyers. This is the true market sentiments chart, and this is what the statistics say about this chart. We got a confirmed bullish true market sentiment. And how did we arrive to that bullish sentiment? See these lines that I have highlighted. 6 of the top 10 brokers registered a positive net amount. Also, 7 of the top 10 brokers registered a higher buying average and selling average. So looks like all signals are in favor for the probability for the ascent in price to continue. Also, the upward momentum is very strong. On the other hand, let me remind you, especially those who are planning to, just to enter a position only now, that RSI is closer to its classical overbought level. So before you decide to enter a new position, make sure that you calculate your reward to risk ratio. If the potential reward is in your favor, if you already like it, that's the time that you enter or do a test buy within the dominant range that I have shown you. If and when any of these stocks start the day at a price lower or higher than the dominant range, I ask you to post a request in our private clients forum for the freshest trade and volume distribution and true market sentiment charts of these stocks or any stock that you are trading for the day. Okay? So in this particular case of Chelsea, it's a lot easier for those who have had the stock to decide to top up than those who are yet to enter a new position, because those who are yet to enter a new position must do an extra process. And what's that extra process? The calculation of their reward to risk ratio. Okay? So for those who have had Chelsea, you have a data-driven reason to top up. Hold your position for as long as it's moving above your trailing stop loss. Okay? There you go. I'm bullish on Chelsea. Next, we have PHEN. This stock closed today at 2.28. It's at the brink of breaking below the support at 2.21, but apparently it respected that support level. Volume is pretty good as well, as it closed in green and went above the 50% of the stock's 10-day volume average. Let me make this clear, because I heard that some subscribers have a mixed understanding about this 50% of the stock's 10-day volume average. Some of you thought that 50% of the stock's 10-day volume average means 50% higher than this mountain-like shadow that you're seeing here. That's wrong. What I'm saying is 50% of the stock's 10-day volume average. What is PHEN's 10-day volume average? Up here, up to this line. What's 50% of this? Right here, somewhere here, not somewhere over there. Okay? 50% of the stock's 10-day volume average. It's not 50% above the 10-day volume average. Those two prepositions mean differently. Okay? It's 50% of the stock's 10-day volume average, not 50% above the stock's 10-day volume average. I hope that's clear now. So let's check the status of the 10-day, no, not the 10-day, the 10 SMA and MACD combo is that present? The price is moving below the 10 SMA, wherein the signal, the MACD is moving below the signal line. So therefore, our 10 SMA and MACD combo is absent. How about the 4-point criteria? Well, we are seeing a green candlestick. Did it close above the VWAP of 2.26? Yes, it did. Do we see a green volume bar that is at least higher than the 50% of PHEN's 10-day volume average? Yes, we do. So 3 out of 4 signals are already present. Let's check its trade and volume distribution chart to confirm whether the 4-point criteria are present or not. And I think they are. It's confirmed because your dominant range of 2.26 to 2.28 is closer to the intraday high than the intraday low. Do we get a confirmed bullish sentiment from PHEN's true market sentiment chart? Let's see. This is how the chart looks like. What about the statistics? Confirmed. It's a bullish true market sentiment. It's a bullish sentiment. How did we arrive to that sentiment? 6 of the top 10 brokers registered a positive net amount. Also, 6 of the top 10 brokers registered a higher buying average than selling average. Looks like all signals as well are in favor of the bulls. So despite the absence of the validation of our 10 SMA and MACD combination, I think we can do a test buy. You can do a test buy, of course, provided you are satisfied with your reward to risk ratio. That's a conditional statement that only you can answer, because I do not know your satisfaction level when it comes to, what's an acceptable potential gain, what's an acceptable potential profit. Only you can answer that. So you can't get the answer from me, okay? What you can get from me is the formula on how to calculate your reward to risk ratio and the significance on why we have to do that. And where can you find those two? They are written in our quick start guide. So always revert to our quick start guide whenever you hear me say something that you're not yet quite familiar with. Even when you don't find the answer, even when you didn't find the answer from the quick start guide, you have the private clients forum as your go-to place for you to get in touch with me or my team. Just post there. And how to post in the private clients forum, that's also written in our quick start guide. Okay? So for PHEN, you can do a test buy. You can enter a new position. You can preempt the 10 SMA and MACD combination. So what do you mean by preempt? Okay? Preempting your 10 SMA and MACD combination means risking doing a test buy even before the appearance of a confirmed buy signal through the validation of our 10 SMA and MACD combination. Those who attended the Evergreen Strategy in Trading the Philippine Stock Market seminar are very familiar with what I'm saying right now because I really grilled this topic in that seminar. And by the way, just to segue it quickly, I will be in Cebu this July 13th, Saturday. Okay, I'll be there to discuss the evergreen strategy in trading the Philippine stock market. If you are from Cebu and you're subscribed for 1 year at Equilist Analytics, you can buy your ticket at 50% discount. Okay, so moving forward to the next stock in our list, we have Web. Web closed today at 4.14. The support is at 3.84. The historical resistance is at 5 peso per share. I am seeing a perfect bullish alignment among its three simple moving averages, by the way. Our 10 SMA and MACD combo is very alive. 3 out of 4 signals are present. Green candlestick, it closed above the VWAP of 4.06. A green volume bar that is higher than the 50% of Web's 10-day volume average. The upward momentum is very strong. It's just that RSI is inching closer to the classical overbought level. But let's check first if the 4 signals are present by checking the trade and volume distribution chart of Web. And they are. Your dominant range is between 4.08 to 4.14. That's closer to the intraday high than the intraday low. How about the true market sentiment? This is how the chart looks like, and the overall sentiment is bullish. How did we arrive to that sentiment? 6 of the top 10 brokers registered a positive net amount, while 5 of the top 10 brokers registered a higher buying average than selling average. So signals are in favor of the bulls also. You have a data-driven reason to top up. I'm referring to those who have had Web. How about those who are planning to enter a new position? Yes, you have lots of data-driven reasons to do so, but before you click the buy button, make sure that you calculate your reward to risk ratio. And if you're going to base the calculation of your RRR from the support at 3.84 and resistance at 5 peso per share, by just by the looks, just by looking at this chart, I can already tell that you're going to get a better potential reward than your potential risk, a higher potential reward than your potential risk, because the proximity of the last candlestick is closer to the support than the resistance level. Okay, from here to there, from 4.14 to 5 peso per share, that's your potential profit, potential gain. From 4.14 to 3.84, that's your potential loss, or anywhere wherever your trailing stop loss is. Okay, anyhow, you will have to calculate your reward to risk ratio to find out for yourself. If you have a satisfactory, if you're happy with your reward to risk ratio before you do a test buy. I am bullish on Web. Next, SSI. SSI closed today at 3.47. Your support is at 3.12. Resistance is at 3.63. Since it's moving towards the resistance zone, I have to show you the next resistance level, which is a psychological resistance in confluence with the 61.8% 61.8 extension, or 61.8% extension of our up Fibonacci. And where is that? It's pegged near 4.6. This is our swing low, and that's our swing high. Okay, Fibonacci. I'm also seeing a perfect bullish alignment among its three simple moving averages. On the other hand, our 10 SMA and MACD combo is not yet present. While the price is already equal to our 10-day simple moving average, MACD is still moving below the signal line, and I am not yet seeing a bullish convergence between the MACD and the signal line. I think we will get there. We will only get a confirmed 10 SMA and MACD combination, or we can get that validated once the price breaks above 3.63. Well, can we preempt that? Can we go ahead and do a test buy even though the 10 SMA and MACD combo is not yet true? Let's find out. The 4 signals are present. Okay, we got one green candlestick. Did it close above the VWAP of 3.44? Yes, it did. Do we see a green volume bar that is at least higher than the 50% of the stock's 10-day volume average? It looks like it's below the 50%. So I'm not sure about that. It looks like it's below the 50% of SSI's 10-day volume average. So for that, I think we only got 2 out of 3. But let's check the trade and volume distribution chart if we get 3 out of 4. Although it doesn't make sense anymore because we have to get 4 perfect signals becoming true, not just 3, not just 2. Okay, here with respect to the closing price of 3.47, your dominant range is between 3.45 to 3.47. Although that's closer to the intraday high than the intraday low, we only got 3 out of 4 signals. So what does that mean? I suggest that for those who are planning to enter a new position on SSI, wait for the appearance of the 4 signals. For a perfect appearance of the 4 signals tomorrow. So continue monitoring at the opening bell. If you don't know, or if you don't know how to generate, how to check your trade and volume distribution, just post a request in our private clients forum, and we will post the trade and volume distribution and true market sentiment charts. How about those who have had SSI? Do I suggest topping up? No, not yet. Wait for the appearance of the 4 signals, the 4-point criteria. Okay, not yet. At this point, I would say I'm neutral as far as today's data are concerned. Okay, as far as today's data are concerned, I am neutral. Now, if you're going to include what happened since February 2019, of course that's going to be a totally different synthesis. So that makes my sentiment bullish. But as far as today's data are concerned, it's a neutral sentiment. Therefore, tomorrow, whether you already have SSI or you're just planning to enter a new position, my recommended action for you is to continue monitoring. Okay? You'll just entertain questions on what you're going to do next as soon as the 4 signals are present. So continue monitoring at the opening bell. Well, if you have the time to monitor, of course. I'm not forcing everyone to do short-term trading, by the way. Okay? True market sentiment. Here's how the chart looks like. How about the statistics? It's bullish. Why? 6 of the top 10 brokers registered a positive net amount. 7 of the top 10 brokers registered a higher buying average than selling average. But I am encouraging you to do some monitoring at least within the first 30 minutes of trading tomorrow. Okay? Just to confirm. I am not saying I am 60% bearish. I'm just saying I am neutral at this point because I want to make sure that you're going to I'm going to give you a recommendation with reduced risk. Okay, so there you go. So next, PXP. PXP closed today at 7.92. Support is at 6.78. Resistance is at 10.05. The 10 SMA and MACD combo is present. How about the 4 signals? 1, 2, 3. VWAP is 7.79. So 3 of 4 signals are present. Let's check the trade and volume distribution chart of PXP. Your dominant range is between, what's the closing price? 7.92. So your dominant range here is between 7.89 to 7.92. There's another dominant range between 7.75 to 7.82. So just in case PXP starts at a price lower than 7.89 or 7.88, I suggest that you monitor the price between 7.75 to 7.82. Now, if and when PXP starts at a price lower than 7.75 or higher than 7.92, it is best for you to request for the stock's latest trade and volume distribution and true market sentiment charts in our private clients forum. But as far as this chart is concerned, it's bearish. No, sorry, it's bullish. So all 4 signals are present. How about the true market sentiment chart? This is how the chart looks like. And statistics tell us that we got a neutral sentiment. What makes it neutral? 5 of the top 10 brokers registered a positive net amount, and 6 of the top 10 brokers registered a higher buying average than selling average. Okay, but combining all of those things that we have checked, I am bullish on PXP. Here's another thing that motivates me, that influences my bullish overall sentiment on PXP. The positive DMI already crossed above the negative DMI, although the upward momentum is not yet very strong. Of course, PXP came from how many months? It came from a 3-month hiatus or 3-month consolidation. You can expect PXP to have a very strong upward momentum just because of that green candlestick today. Okay, foreign investors registered a net foreign buying worth 1.32 million. That's insignificant, an insignificant amount, but for what it's worth, I just wanted to let you know about their stance on PXP. Anyhow, you can do a test buy if you are happy with your reward to risk ratio. Okay, you can do a test buy, especially that our 10 SMA and MACD combo has already been activated or validated. Do a test buy. Remember those things that I have mentioned when we were checking the trade and volume distribution chart. I pointed out 2 dominant ranges. Remember that. Rewind this video if you didn't quite get that. Okay. All right, next. PHA. It closed today at 0.86. Support is at 0.78. You have a midterm resistance somewhere near 1 peso per share. Let's round it off. 1 peso per share as a precursor to the next resistance at 1.25 and then 1.73. Okay, so what's the status of our 10 SMA and MACD combo? It's already invalidated. Why? The price is already moving below the 10-day simple moving average. Where is the 10 SMA? Is that it's at 0.87, so it's below 10 SMA. MACD is still moving above the signal line, but we have to get these 2 conditions. We have to satisfy their conditions. The price should be above the 10 SMA, and the MACD should be above the signal line. It cannot be an or condition. It should be an and condition. Both conditions should be met. We're not going to check the presence of the 4-point signals because obviously we're not going to get a perfect we're not going to get a perfect score. In the first place, it's already a red candlestick. So let's just check the trade and volume distribution chart of PHA. Your dominant range with respect to the closing price of 0.86 is between 0.85 to 0.80, 0.85 to 0.9. I would say that's bearish because the longest bars are closer to the intraday low than the intraday high. How about the true market sentiment? This is how the chart looks like. And the statistics tell us that for PHA, it is neutral. 5 of the top 10 brokers registered a positive net amount, whereas 8 of the top 10 brokers registered a higher buying average and selling average. Okay, so what's my overall sentiment for PHA? Don't buy just yet. Don't buy just yet. There's a possibility for the price to test the price at 0.8, closer to the support at 0.78. Okay, so just in case we will get a green candlestick tomorrow, don't be too quick to decide that it's a signal to do a test buy. No, check the presence of the 4 signals first. If they are present, the next step is to request for the stock's 10-day volume, trade and volume distribution and true market sentiment charts in our private clients forum, so that you have a supporting data-driven reason just in case you decide to do a test buy. Okay? All right. Always base your decision on not just a single indicator or not just a single combination of indicators. You get to get a second opinion from our other indicators or proprietary methods in terms of verifying whether it's really bullish or bearish or neutral. Okay? So don't enter a new position yet. What if you already have PHA in your portfolio? My answer is this. If it's still moving above your trailing stop loss, then hold your position. Do not top up. Don't average down. I don't buy that idea here. Averaging down just for the sake of, bringing down your profit and loss percentage. No. If there's nothing worthy to be bought about a stock, then you don't average down. Don't average down. How about those guys who are planning to enter a new position? Okay, it's all the more that you should be patient enough to, to wait for those first signals to become present. Don't enter yet. Okay, next, CPG. CPG closed today at 0.6, support is at 0.56, and the resistance is at 0.63. Oh, this is a relatively sizable red volume bar today. The 10 SMA and MACD combo is no longer true. Of course, the four signals are not all present. I am seeing a formation of a bearish convergence between the positive and the negative DMI. RSI is pointing towards the southward direction. At this moment, it's already in the neutral level. Well, actually, CPG has been moving in a sideways pattern since the second to the third week of May, as you can see from the position of the positive and the negative DMI. When they seem together, when they meet at the middle of the histogram, that means that's a sign of a consolidation. Okay, when it looks like the positive and the negative DMIs don't want to separate from each other or don't want to go that far from each other, that's a sign of a consolidation. Same thing that happened in here from March all the way to March to May. Okay, then there's another formation of a consolidation between 0.56 to 0.63 in May also. So don't buy yet. Well, let me show you the trade and volume distribution chart. The dominant range is between 0.6 to 0.62. This is still in favor of the sellers. The true market sentiment chart looks like this, and this is what it tells us. It gives us a neutral sentiment. Why? 4 of the top 10 brokers registered a positive net amount. Also, 5 of the top 10 brokers registered a higher buying average than selling average. Neutral. Okay, so don't buy yet. If you still have CPG, I suggest that you hold your position, and if you would like to preempt your trailing stop loss, I suggest that you at least sell half of your shares. I see a reason, a data-driven reason to preempt your trailing stop loss because of this sizable red volume bar. But don't sell everything. Maybe sell maybe a few tranches or half of your total holdings on CPG. Well, of course, if your CPG holdings is very sizable also. But if it only costs about 10,000 pesos, then don't divide your holdings into multiple tranches. It's not worth it because of the taxes and fees. Okay? Don't enter a new position yet. I am bearish on CPG. Next, VUL. VUL closed today at 1.35. Support is at 1 peso per share. Your resistance is at 1.67. There's a midterm resistance somewhere near 1.44, and it broke below that level today. The 10 SMA and MACD combo is no longer active. MACD is below the signal line. The price is below the 10 SMA. Of course, the four signals are not all present. There's also a formation of a bearish convergence between the positive and the negative DMI. RSI is bearish. Okay, what else? The trade and volume distribution chart. Let's take a look. Here, this one is bearish as well. The dominant range is between 1.35 to 1.38. It's closer, obviously, to the intraday low than the intraday high. The true market sentiment chart looks like this, and we got a neutral sentiment. 5 of the top 10 brokers registered a positive net amount. 5 of the top 10 brokers registered a higher buying average than selling average. That's how we arrived at the neutral true market sentiment. Okay? So my overall sentiment here is, or my overall recommendation is, don't top up, don't enter a new position. Do I see a data-driven reason for you to preempt your trailing stop loss? Yes, I do. If you have a sizable total number of shares on VUL, sell a few tranches and hold the rest until your trailing stop loss gets hit. And if you don't have VUL, keep it that way. Don't have it yet. Don't buy it yet. Okay? Don't buy it yet. Wait for the appearance of the 4-point criteria. Better yet, wait for the 10 SMA and MACD combo to become present. again. Okay, next, TBGI. TBGI closed today at 0.365, support is at 0.308, resistance is at 0.408. And the 10 SMA and MACD combo has already been invalidated, not just today, but since June, the last week of June. And there's already a bearish convergence between the positive and the negative TMI. RSI is in the neutral territory going towards the classical oversold level. Well, let's see. Let's see if TBGI will touch the support level at 0.30. And if it does, let's check if the 4-point criteria become present again once it touches 0.30, so that we can check if there are some signals for us to do a test buy. So let's take things one trading day at a time. Okay, so let's check the other charts. The trade and volume distribution chart shows that the dominant range is between 0.36 to 0.38. It's in favor of the sellers because bulk of the longest bars here, the longer bars, are closer to the intraday low than the intraday high. The true market sentiment tells us that we have a neutral sentiment. 5 of the top 10 brokers registered a positive net amount. 6 of the top 10 brokers registered a higher buying average than selling average. That's how we arrived at that neutral sentiment. My overall sentiment is to stay away from TBGI for now. Wait for the activation of our 10 SMA and MACD combo, and if you can wait for that to happen, at least wait for the 4-point criteria to become perfectly present on TBGI. Don't make decisions based on instincts or hunches alone. Okay? So I am bearish on TBGI. Last in our list is APX. It closed today at 1.14. Support is at 1.06. Resistance is at 1.27 as a precursor to 1.4. It's a tall red volume bar today. Foreign investors registered 5 million net foreign selling as well. The 10 SMA and MACD combo is absent. The 4-point criteria are, it's not worth it checking because they are not present. Okay, the bears are in control, but the downward momentum is not yet very strong. Well, let's not wait for that to happen before we realize that it's not yet time to enter a new position in APX. Don't rush. Okay? Don't rush. So for what it's worth, let's check the two charts. The trade and volume distribution chart tells us that the dominant range is between 1.14 to 1.19. It's in favor of the sellers. For the true market sentiment, it tells us that this is the chart, and statistics tell us that we got a neutral sentiment. 7 of the top 10 brokers registered a positive net amount, while 4 of the top 10 brokers registered a higher buying average than selling average. Okay, so my overall sentiment here is don't touch it yet. Even the true market sentiment analyzer is not bullish on APX. So it's not yet a confirmed signal that the majority of people are buying the dips. No, not yet. Not yet. So keep monitoring these stocks. Keep monitoring. We are your partners. We are your guides, your mentors. So every time you see some significant changes on the price action, the color of the candlestick, or the size of the volume, or whatever, just post your questions in our private clients forum. We are on standby to provide the charts and interpretations for you. So there you go. You've heard my technical analysis, overall sentiment, and recommendations for those who have had these stocks and for those who are just planning to enter a new position. So make sure that you don't that you remain loyal to our methodologies and you maintain your being process driven, so that you're not going to have what do you call on this? So that you don't have a tragic experience trading the stock market, just because you violated the methods or you didn't follow what you should have done by considering your risk, by preparing your risk management on your trades. So if you have follow-up questions, please ask in our private clients forum. Good luck and God bless on your trades. tomorrow. Again, for those who are from Cebu, I'll see you this Saturday. And where am I on Saturday? So let's check. Cebu. This coming Saturday from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. I'll see you at Max's Restaurant Banilad Cebu branch. Did I pronounce that correctly? Banilad. Anyway, that's how it's spelled out. Banilad, or I don't know. Max's Restaurant Banilad Cebu branch on this coming Saturday from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Let's talk about the evergreen strategy in trading the Philippine stock market. We're going to grill the exact system and methods that I have been teaching you here at Equilist Analytics. Actually, it's a prerequisite. If you're a subscriber, you are better off attending this seminar because it's going to be an opportunity for you to ask any questions and for you to understand things better. It's a lot better you hearing me discussing these things in person than having a chat in our private clients forum. So if you are a 1-year subscriber, you can buy your ticket at 50% at a 50% discount. If you have follow-up questions, just send us an email at seminars@equilist.com. My name is JC De Guzman and have a great day. Bye for now.